With the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, quite a few people have found themselves looking for new employment opportunities. And since the electrical industry allows apprentices to work and earn while they study, the job of an electrician is exactly that. But is this position one to last forever, or will technology play a role in taking it over? An electrician in a nutshell. Well, before jumping ahead and tackling the future of the profession, we thought it would be best to first define what is actually meant by the term electrician. More often than not, electricians are defined as tradesmen who have the job of planning, installing, and maintaining electrical systems in a number of different environments. And while the image in your head might be one of a man or a woman you've called to fix a broken transformer at your home, that is only partially correct. You see, the electrical industry has a number of different positions available when it comes to the general profession, which makes discussion revolving around the future of the job a difficult one to have. First off, we have the category of residential electricians, who very much fit the mold of what is usually thought of when the profession comes up. These electricians tackle and fix emergency scenarios at our homes and attempt to complete as many jobs per day as possible in an attempt to make the most money. Commercial electricians, on the other hand, find themselves performing much of the same tasks in a commercial setting, which is more often than not considered to be a lot more complicated than residential jobs. Remember, these electricians often have work in high-rise buildings consisting of numerous electrical networks. They also need to know more about the building regulations applicable to their area of work, with many commercial electricians being responsible for the installation of electrical networks in brand new buildings that have to be up to code. And then finally, we have the third category of electricians, who have been called the maintenance and repair division. You can think of these men and women as the electricians who are called out to ensure that everything is running smoothly in a business or home. They'll often repair problems like frayed wires and give advice on the installation of new electrical components that need to be replaced. In other words, they're the ones you call in an attempt to avoid a bigger electrical disaster down the line. So now that you know what electricians are responsible for, let's take a look at why the profession is expected to have an incredible future ahead of it. There will always be a demand for electricians. First things first, there's a reason why former employees of other industries have been looking to the electrical industry as a saving grace. The onset of the coronavirus pandemic caused more than a few businesses to close down, with only essential workers finding themselves in a great position at the end of the day. And if you really think about it, both homes and businesses have become wholly dependent on electricity to function. Without the energy source, we would be unable to make a hot cup of coffee in the morning or charge our laptops, which are needed for most entertainment and work purposes. Ask anyone who has experienced a rolling blackout, and they'll tell you that without electricity, things have a tendency to slow down. And since electricians have the job of installing, maintaining, and fixing electrical systems, there's no doubt that they should be deemed essential workers of the world. In other words, since there is such a high demand for electricity, there will always be a high demand for electricians. Funny enough, this is something we see all across the globe. Since tradesmen are considered to be necessary, there appears to be a gap in each and every country. And this is especially relevant when it comes to the electrical sector. As it turns out, quite a few people fear getting shocked. And since electricians often handle live wires, it makes sense that more tradesmen flock towards the plumbing and landscaping sector. Although those jobs are often dirtier, the safety concern has left a massive gap across the globe. And that's great for whoever wishes to become a professional electrician. Essentially, it means that you'll be able to find a job wherever you go, allowing you to move across the world at a moment's notice if you ever feel like a change. Must also be said that time isn't exactly fixing this ever-present gap. You see, as the population of the world increases, so does the demand for electricity, along with the demand for more electricians. Must also be said that technological advances made in this sector have not had the effect of replacing jobs of electricians as we've seen in other sectors. As it turns out, the opposite is actually true. The more technological a society becomes, the higher the demand for electricity, which is often the power source relied on to power such advances at the end of the day. Technological advances have also opened up further electrical positions. Think of the massive influx of electric-powered vehicles over the years, and how this has influenced the industry as a whole. Remember, the more jobs available in the future, the better for those who have chosen electricity as their specialty. Number 2, the job of an electrician has tremendous potential. Another reason why the future of electricians is looking so bright at the moment has to do with the vast opportunities that are available to those professionals who are willing to work hard. For First of all, studying and working is something that happens simultaneously when you're a young apprentice, allowing electricians to earn a living right off the bat. They're then able to study further by testing for acquiring different licenses. This will have the result of increasing how much these electricians are able to charge for services performed, with the experience obtained over the years having the very same effect on top of that. Hardworking electricians can also open up their own businesses when they obtain a sufficient amount of experience, once more increasing the amount of money they have in the bank. But that's not all. There are also a number of opportunities available that actually lie outside of the electrical industry. Think of building managers and contractors, for example, who commercial electricians usually work alongside. If you look into the background of these professionals, you'll often find that they come from an electrical sector, with the skills and experience earned across the years transferring well. Since these other jobs are based on organizational skills rather than physical work, they remain open for electricians who are older and no longer wish to risk their lives while on the job. Suffice to say, it's a pretty great retirement plan. Number 3, electricians need to be social creatures. As we said earlier, the job of an electrician has never been at risk of being replaced by machines, which is something we always need to consider when looking for a new job. Those who are present in the manufacturing sector can attest to how their lives were most likely turned upside down with the introduction of machine working, with one computerized system often being created to perform the medial jobs of around 25 people at the same time. And since the price of such a machine is a once-off cost, it makes sense that manufacturers back in the day decided to make the change from humans to machine-led enterprise. But if research is to be believed, it doesn't matter how complicated these technological processes become, humans prefer working with other humans. And when it comes to the job of an electrician, there is a pretty big social aspect that is often forgotten about. Essentially speaking, electricians have to be social creatures in order for clients to refer them to friends and family. Doesn't matter how great of a job you've done. If you were snarky with a client, there's very little chance of your card being passed on. But if you arrive and perform your duties with a smile on your face, the client will absolutely love you. In the end, electricians are trusted to invade the homes and businesses of clients with the intention of fixing problems that are otherwise not understood. And it's this relationship of trust that would be missing from an electrical robot, which is able to perform the same duties without the interaction craved by customers. As such, we really doubt that technology will ever take over the physical job of electricians. In fact, the direct opposite has been seen in the working world, with technological advances actually being responsible for making the lives of electricians so much easier at the end of the day. Keeping this in mind, we want you to remember the following. If you're already an electrician running your own business or just about to start and grow your own electrical business, you must learn the 4 critical things electrical business owners wish they had learned before starting an electrical business, so you don't make the same mistakes. Electrician Accelerator has put together a free training video you can watch right now that'll show you exactly how to start, grow, and build your electrical business the right way so you can consistently guarantee profitable work, free up your time, all whilst reducing stress levels and allowing you to have a sustainable and more profitable business that works for you. In this free training video, you'll also learn how to generate a steady stream of jobs on demand and with predictability month after month in your local area without relying on word-of-mouth referrals, how to stop competing on price with other electricians and escape your competition, how to convert at least 90% of your quotes and estimates into sales, and how to command premium price and attract high-quality customers that will be happy to pay more. Make sure to click the link in the description.